No way was I last night.
It's WQRX, the fuck in the morning with Nelson. DJ Sweet Mark on your ride home and late nights with Kai. Yeah, WQRX, the fuck.
Baby, that way.
Barbecue song.
Black Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Uniquely created to be insanely delicious.
Red Robin. Yum.
Plus, all the salad and breadsticks for $6.95. The Olive Garden. When you're here, your family.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
You're listening to.
Y'all are listening to What's Left of the South. Hi everybody. We're with you now to describe what we're looking at right now. Imagine if you would, a young man in his early 20s named Chad.
Imagine, if you will,
patchy-
Morgan Wallen, but living in the backwoods of North Georgia.
Patchy facial hair.
It's getting better.
It's not patchy.
It is. No, it's
better.
like it's getting better. No, okay. Chin strap. A well.
It is not that low.
Thin pencil mustache. But the icing on. Oh wait, hold on.
You're making
Is that a long
fun of-
sleeve? Is that a long sleeve shirt you have rolled up? Okay.
No, it's just a
The
black
icing
t-shirt.
on the cake, though. The icing on the cake.
Let me defend my face.
No, first off,
This
okay,
is soft.
Mark's beard looks good. It looks like anyone's normal beard in their early 20s. Okay, Mark.
In my mid-20s.
What we're getting, I don't even know how old you fucking are. It fluctuates every day. In the group chat, you're a teenager because you're like, ow, I heard you. Like, speak fucking English.
I
Grow the
didn't
fuck
say
up.
that.
Yes, you did. You were like,
I
heard. When I read that in my mind, I heard, I'm hurdy. Ooh, woo. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Mark.
I would never say ooh.
I went, it was a 4-panel meme of like me morphing into Jordan Peterson. I was like, shut the fuck up.
I almost threw my phone at the wall, but my medicine was working and I didn't leave the group chat.
But
A toddler of a man would do. Just leave the group chat.
Mark, I'm not gonna lie. The more mask you get, the more toxic.
Hold on, you can see my tattoo for almost.
Hell yeah, brother. I was thinking, Kai, you're a woman. Back me up on this. The more
Look, you
mask,
see my farmer stand too.
the more mask Mark gets, the worse at communication he is.
Well, I will say, he asked, is this or is this not an injury? I explained to him why it was probably not an injury, and then he didn't believe me, which is very masked.
Didn't believe what? Okay, no. Let's break this
I
down.
believe women.
No.
I believe and support women.
Shut up, Chad. Shut up. Oh, by the way, what we're getting at is that Mark has his hat turned around backwards, and he looks like some dude that drives like a squatted truck. Anyway, number one, first off, doesn't believe a woman when she. Oh, we're about to get some real hella gender euphoria right now. Because one, Mark didn't believe a woman when she said, "Hey, this is probably what's wrong." Blah blah blah. The only icing on the cake would have been a Mark would have started mansplaining his injury. But like the number two, peak male Mark. This is peak gender euphoria. He him pronouns. Right. You are not going to go to the doctor for it.
I don't need to go to the doctor for it.
Men do not go to the doctor. We will be bleeding out of every orifice and be like, I'll be fine. And you work in a doctor's office.
But I do have like shards
Am
of
I
glass
right, Kai? Am I right?
I mean,
Men do not go to the
The last time
You
I
heard
can
it
remember
here. You heard it here,
forcing my
folks.
husband to go to the doctor and he listened, it was when he drilled through his hand.
Oh, it's only a flesh wound. I'm fine.
And I'm like, no, you have to go because you need tetanus shots.
Oh, I can still move on my digits. I'm fine there, love. All right, Chad Kroger, tell us about going to see Planet of the Apes, which Mark described. Hold on, wait, you all missed it. Mark described as I don't know anything about the franchise except human dumb ape smart.
Yeah, monkey good.
Capitalism science as well.
Capitalism science.
Capitalism science. And
I can fill you in on what happened, Mark. I can fill you in on all the details, but it's fine. Go ahead.
No need. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
I bet you Charlton Heston fucked one of those people who was dressed as one of the female apes.
Oh, 100%. You know he was back there probably smoking a cigarette with like 2 fingers of whiskey, be like, hey, Toots, I'm Charlton fucking Heston.
I'm trying to remember,
keep the monkey mask on.
Was it Mark Wahlberg who was in the like mid-2000s remakes?
Yeah, that one sucked. Yeah, it was Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
They did, not to spoil it for anybody, but they did have a heterosexual monkey like romance subplot line.
Oh God.
So,
no, Charlton Heston did kiss one of the monkeys in Planet of the Apes.
No, I'm saying like in the movie, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Like,
no, he did in the movie.
He definitely told one of those actresses, "Don't take the costume off and come to my trailer."
100%. Hey,
sign this NDA.
Keep the mask. No, there's no NDAs back then. He was just like,
and that man became the leader, the president of the NRA.
From my cold dead hands. Keep the mask on.
we need them for the monkeys when they come back.
That's what it is. It was there when the monkeys invaded.
I do. Those damn dirty apes.
I can't remember. I feel like he's one of those actors that recently, like, oh yeah, he went into a really bad mental decline towards the end. That was it. That was the entire time. He just was having flashbacks to filming.
Forgot that it wasn't real life.
Oh, I wish this was an After Dark. This get really bad with this.
I can't tell this. I can't tell this story if it's not an After Dark.
No, this is an episode because we have to have content.
Yeah, Mark, tell us about what happened in the movie. Come on, give us a PG version.
Monkey run around. That's what happens in the movie.
Mark, that's your everyday life.
Mark, you are a monkey.
I mean,
you're the missing link.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're apes. They're not monkeys. They don't have tails.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's.
So you went to the movies with a friend.
He's not going to tell it now. This is putting our teenage son on the spot at the dinner table when we have guests around. Oh, how was your day at school?
Anyway, what are we doing?
We.
All right, so Mark went on a date ranking. To go see.
Shut up. Shut up.
I did not do that.
It's okay, son.
Are ranking
family.
I go to Top Golf and go fishing for dates now.
Do you go to Top Golf because you're trans?
Oh wait, that's a thing.
That's
I
good.
Go to Top Golf.
That's a good joke, Kai. That's a good joke. I made you stop drinking my soda.
Got it.
Oh, I'm sorry, my Coke. I can't say soda. I gotta say Coke, even though it's Dr. Pepper. No, it's expensive. I can just. I don't know. Dig some like golf balls out of the creek back there and hit them with stick.
If you're brave enough in Florida, you just grab them out of the shallow end of the lakes that are on the golf courses.
Damn, Kyle, that was a good one.
Did y'all see that video of that alligator eating that pleco fish?
You sent it to me, yeah.
Did you see how big that thing was? That fish?
They're like armored too. Like that gator kept like chomping on it and it wouldn't go down.
Oh shit.
People buy them for their fish tanks and think, oh, it's not going to get that big. And then there's like a 4-foot plecostomus.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Real quick. So, yeah, we took a break. I was wrapping up the school year. Kai went back to jolly old England, and Mark apparently is cursed.
Series of unfortunate events.
Mark's series of unfortunate events. Every time we try to record, Mark has a near-death experience.
I just live life
AKA
on the edge.
Please get some wraparound sunglasses.
I have some.
Yeah.
Have you seen my look? I'll try to get a picture of my
cop Mark?
my Venmo picture. It's me backwards camouflage Bass Pro hat with the like fake pit vipers and my nose ring. I look like I will
No nose ring. No nose ring. I take that out.
No, you gotta that's how you like show the girls that you're on the edge.
Not the black nail polish.
No, we don't
That's a
do
hate
that.
crime. That's a hate crime in Georgia.
We don't do that.
No, I feel like in Atlanta you could definitely get away with
Oh,
that.
yeah, in Atlanta.
not with my I can't
not in where Mark is, George.
Right. Hold on. No,
Oh,
I
my
gotta
God.
be like what's that guy's name? Danny Duncan. Y'all know
I don't know
who
who
Danny
that.
Duncan is?
You're forever gonna be Morgan Wallen, especially when
I
your hair's long.
am becoming more and more
Please go for him as Halloween and get a folding chair and just throw it at somebody.
a cop.
Throw it at a cop.
I'm committed to the bit. It's just a joke.
But yeah, we're back. We're gonna try to pump out regular scheduled content, and do whatever.
And do whatever.
The podcast is like the podcast. There was like the ratio to like friendship to podcast is like really skewed now towards friendship. Oh my god!
Oh my
Mark,
God.
I remember that. Last night you made the liquor.
I'll send it to you.
Mark, please send it to me. That's gonna be the fucking podcast's thumbnail. That's gonna be the fucking episode picture. Last night you made the liquor talk. Oh man.
That's the only left turns I take is on the circuit.
We're going fast
They're going
and left.
fast, and they're going left.
Fast and left.
Fast and left. I've been drinking since 10 a.m. They're going fast and left. Mark, that actually may be the background now on my phone. Be like, why is Morgan Wallen your phone background? It's like, yeah, me and him
I'll
are
find something
I
for you.
don't, Tom, I don't want to say I'm friends with Morgan Wallen.
Coworkers.
I just verbally abuse him every once in a while in a chat.
Look, if it makes people leave me alone when I'm just trying to use the bathroom, that's all I want. That's just
It's not Morgan Wallen.
to the sky.
He's a lot shorter than I thought he'd be.
How I'm gonna Google it.
How is every time Morgan Wallen goes to the bathroom, you gotta take a shit every time? That man needs some fiber in his life.
Holy shit. Kai's 2 for 2 today.
He's only 6 inches taller than me.
Mark, that's
Mark-
half a foot. That is
He's
half
only
a
6
foot.
inches taller than me.
Mark, you gotta know as a man, 6 inches goes a long way.
I mean, trans or not, I might have him beat there. So, let's see. Why does it want? It's trying to tell me how much he weighs. I don't. He looks like he's very top heavy.
Why does Morgan Wallen have to shit?
It's in his rider. No toilets that are just a urinal. There's gotta be
Morgan
a
Wallen.
full stall.
Morgan Wallen.
Gotta take a rest.
Morgan Wallen.
Gotta stretch out.
You see cowboy boots sticking out of the stall. Man, Morgan Wallen's got a really powerful stream.
That's sick. Powerful stream.
Mark, that's your new
Happy
Indian name.
Pride.
God.
Stream. Yes.
And look, Mark and I are indigenous. We can make that joke.
That's fucking great.
You don't step in the same stream twice.
Oh
We haven't like we haven't talked in person for like a month. Okay.
my god.
I have
I-
to tell y'all, you know how before we move on from the bathroom thing, we all know that that's my my trade-off. That's my cross that I have to lug around with me for being trans mask is going in the men's restroom. The nastiest restroom I've ever been in was a Barnes and Noble.
Oh, I believe it.
And I went to TJ Maxx with my buddy, and it was like no one has ever been in there before.
I don't think
So-
anyone's been in a Barnes and Noble in forever.
Nelson, just because you don't fucking know how to read.
That's true.
But
That's
it
true.
was just like open sewage in the Barnes and Noble. It's still better in the pet store bathroom.
After
That's smart.
after
shitting
we
in the
showed you the
drain.
picture of the old style men's urinal courtyard at a football stadium here in England, I don't think you can say that.
The fucking trough.
It looks like that picture looks like those like Victorian prisons, like this is where they let you exercise for an hour a day kind of courtyard. That's what it looked like.
Oh my
You
god.
can run in the gutter.
I remember experiencing one of those for the first time at I forgot what was it, at an Auburn football game or was it an Atlanta Braves game? I can't remember the
That
old
is
stadium.
Sick.
But I remember just walking in, it literally was a trough all the way around. All you see is just dudes pissing and like old man dick. It's just like what
That
the
made
fuck
like
is this?
bile rise to the back of my throat. Because now I like experienced that and I know what that could be.
Your final test, Mark,
Hellish.
it's you're gonna have to go to like a college football game in an old stadium and walk in and see the trough.
You see, that's how we know I'm not faking it. Because if every time that happened, I would have been like, okay,
Like, no, I'm good. I'm going back.
detransitioner.
You see Mark on YouTube. I've chosen to detransition. Oh man.
Oh man, my face hurts.
I can't wait to
Right, now we
see
can
on
move on.
October. I can't
Man,
wait to take on.
we better get a
Pigeon
cabin that
Forward.
has more than one bathroom in it. I
Oh
swear to
hell
God.
yeah! I can't wait to take on Pigeon Forward with the gang. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, just go ahead and date and location.
I didn't give a date. They're gonna have to. Oh yeah, someone's gonna come.
Hang out in
So-
Pigeon Forge
hang out
the
with us.
entire month, and then we just like fake them out and end up there.
We
in
have so many
November.
diehard fans that want to come see us. Oh my god!
I mean, I saw
Anyway.
Dolly, so it's like
Yeah,
I live there. I'm still not 100% convinced that was her. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I have no like real grasp on reality. But like, there was like a little lady that might have been like a Dolly Parton impersonator. Like, and I heard her
It was
voice,
just
And
some
then
old lady and
I
two
saw-
balloons just like were in front of her.
and then I saw like Dolly, and I looked like at her legs and her face, and her legs were like toned.
do you think that somebody who shows up at Dollywood would be the kind of person that would look like Dolly Parton?
No, she was
Yes.
in the parade.
That's,
It's like a part of it.
yeah, they fucking work there probably.
Right.
Mark, do you
I
still believe in
understand.
Santa Claus? Mark, when you go to
But
the mall, do
Dolly
you think it's
herself?
Santa Claus?
Dolly herself, when she was on like the little carriage thing, didn't say a word. Just
Why would she?
glanced around. I didn't get a hey y'all. I didn't get like
Why? Why would she? She doesn't know
Because
you.
She does. She's like a little like doll, and you pull the string, and she goes, "Hey y'all," and then you know.
All right,
Wow,
Mark,
Mark,
you are
you-
floating like 4 inches off the floor at this moment.
Mark just said a woman is a doll for his amusement.
I didn't say for my amusement.
Yeah, pull
My
a string, say hi to me.
And I almost had to fight a Yankee because she was ruining my grandma's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Well, duh, you gotta fight Yankees. It's the Battle of Chickamauga Part 2.
And I almost cried on the train
Oh God.
again because I have no touch with reality, and it was loud. and like I could smell the coal, and they were talking about the history of the train, and I was getting emotionally overwhelmed on the train.
Jesus Christ.
That
You
Mark
did
is
this
too
to him.
autistic for train.
You did, boy, ain't right.
I don't
You did this to
even-
him, Kai. I wanted to toughen him up.
You
but You're
coddled
like,
me.
no, we gotta keep him home.
I took him.
don't
I
even like
took him
trains like
antique
that.
shopping. Okay.
I wanted to take him into the mines.
Well, I had coal dust all over me.
No,
They were
truly,
like-
if you're on a steam train, you get those little like hot pricks on your skin. It is the worst.
I got the black lung pop.
They were like, "Don't pull the emergency cord if you get an ember in your eye. It's not an emergency." And like everyone was like, "What do you mean?"
What do you mean? You'll be all right. Just rub some dirt in it.
Yeah.
Okay, our
are we doing?
episode. Shut up, Nelson. Our episode
It's now an
is
episode.
because we didn't have any ideas and we didn't know when we were going to be recording, so we just decided to do a tier list of American casual restaurants because we've been to so many together, and all of us seem to have very strong opinions about this.
Oh yeah, we have strong opinions. Mark, you little fucking shit.
So I am going to share my screen. There
For
we
those
go.
of y'all that for those of y'all that can't see this, all right. So Kai, run us through the options.
Okay, well, I've personally titled our 6 layers. Our top layer is the chicken tendies layer. We know that the chicken tendies are the best things that you can get at pretty much any restaurant.
Exactly.
So that's top tier. Then we have chicky nuggies. Below that, we have fast food chicken patty positive. Under that, we have fast food chicken patty derogatory. Below that is leftover grocery store hot counter chicken. You know, like when you go to a Walmart at like 11 o'clock and there's like
yeah.
2 pieces left and it's dry and awful, but it's still hot. And then under that, our bottom tier is white people baked chicken. So, you know, when you see one that has not seen butter, that has not seen salt or pepper,
Yeah.
it's just a white piece of meat. That is our bottom tier. All right. I won't bother going through the restaurants because I think there's 30 of them. We'll just go through them as we go. But I did go through several like trade magazines and everything that are online about what are the top American casual restaurants. And also I learned that like fast casual is like your Chipotle or something like that. A casual is where you sit down. That's where if you grew up white trash like me, because my dad was the one who was making all the money and he's the white side of the family. If you grew up white trash like me, these are your fancy restaurants that you go to.
They're Mark's fancy restaurants too. Let's give him some more credit.
All right, rich boy, shut up.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
not gonna lie.
fancy unless
I'm not
someone
gonna
try
lie.
to steal this somewhere.
I haven't been to some of these restaurants.
There's several on here that I have never heard of or been to, and I just thought I would add them because they're on the list. But I don't know, if we don't have any opinions, then it doesn't have to go anywhere. But
Yeah, it
our
goes in the
first
white
one,
it goes in the white people baked chicken if we haven't been there.
our first one is Chewy's, and I know that you guys have been to that because I took you there. If you guys remember when you came down to Florida, I think 2 years ago, and I took you to a Mexican restaurant, that was Chewy's.
Oh,
And
that
both
place
of you
was
guys
awesome.
liked it when we were there. So
Oh yeah. That's God tier. That place.
So
is
are
great.
we gonna do like 2 out of 3 to like override like
Wow, Mark. Wow.
Mark is saying he doesn't like Chewy's.
Wow.
What is the rules of the game?
Wow. This is gonna be bad, folks. You're gonna
No,
see a
'cause
knockdown,
you know what's
drag
gonna
out fight.
happen? Nelson's gonna go, "Oh, that was awesome. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, that is
Fuck
awesome."
you, Mark.
It's
Fuck
gonna be
you,
all-
Mark.
Called the fuck out.
Shut up, Mark. You little shit. I'm throwing you in the gorilla pit when we go to the zoo.
All right, I'll say that the positives that I've come up with for Chewy's is that I have never had a bad meal at Chewy's. And they have those like weird ass t-shirts that they sell in the lobby. So yes, I am.
What did I do with my shirt?
I am
Well,
very
are we
pro
doing-
Chewy's.
Are we doing the food? Or are we doing like
Well, Mark, that's what we have to talk
A
about it
whole
each
Okay,
time.
so-
This is opinions, not rules.
This fucking
No,
guy.
I'm just saying what's my rubric here?
Well, look, can you see where I am right here? This
Yes.
restaurant, we all went there and none of us ate. but it's still on here, and I think it has a good score because we all had a great time when we were there.
That is true.
That's why we talk about each one.
Right.
Okay.
There is no rubric. This is all feels.
I gotta find my.
Well, I have to make an A.
Shut up.
You have to get a passing score in restaurant.
I honestly don't know what I did with my shirt.
Which one did you get?
Talking about
the fuck. What Chewy shirt did I get?
Obviously, didn't love it enough.
Shut up, Mark. It had Han Solo on it.
Oh, Juan Solo.
Yeah, I don't know where Juan Solo. Juan Solo is here somewhere, buried under my. I really gotta clean.
All right, so I assume Mark is not giving a score because he was too overwhelmed to remember anything about Chewies.
I'll say Nuggies.
Oh, that day, you're right. Jesus, he was over. He was like one
I
of those
wasn't
dogs
medicated yet.
That might have been the morning that you yelled at him for talking during the song on the way down.
But no, like, had we gone to the Main Street thing yet with the cars and everything?
No, this was a trip after that.
Yeah, so Mark, that night I'm never. I look over at Mark, and Mark reminded me.
No, it's almost like I'm mentally ill.
Yeah, you are. I mean, we all know this already, Mark. I remember looking over at Mark, and Mark reminded me like one of those like scared, timid dogs in the shelters that like is sitting in the corner, like, whoa, what's happening?
In the arms of an angel.
In the arms of an angel.
Sarah McLachlan just shows up out of nowhere.
And I'm like, man, a day.
And I'm like, whoa, that car is fucking awesome. You see that Cobra? It's fucking sick. And Mark's just like fucking. Just
no. I was nonverbal. There was no screeching, no whining.
Yeah, you completely nonverbal.
There was no sound.
I was full on ADHD, and you were full on autistic meltdown.
It wasn't a meltdown yet. I was still clinging to having a good time.
Yeah, I managed to get him side long enough to like get him chill out for a second. All right.
It's okay. I don't do that anymore. I'm medicated.
That is true. The last car trip down to Florida, you were like, "Yeah, bro, let's go." You didn't yap.
I'm normal now.
True. Thank God.
All right,
for modern medicine.
Anyway, we put it in the orange, I think.
So Nelson, what color are you saying?
Okay, so I am judging by one, service. Our waitress was really nice. The food was really, really good, and I liked the aesthetic. I didn't like that they put us at a very big round table. I kind of felt like it was. We did laugh. I did have a good time, but I probably would have preferred a booth. But the food and the aesthetic and the cool merch and the nice server kind of offset that. I think because of that, I think it belongs in chicken tendies, really because of the nostalgia of like how much we laughed and had such a, in my opinion, well, Kai and I had a really good time. Was Adam there? No, was Adam there?
No, that was the time that he wasn't in there.
So Kai and I had a great time. Mark was disassociating and on Planet Xenu.
You don't know that.
Mark, I know what
Mark, you were.
Mark, we're all neurodivergent in some sort of way. We all, it's either autism or ADHD with us. So like,
Nelson, I've seen you dissociate as well. Okay.
Oh yeah. That was. I had a nom flashback the second I made eye contact with that certain person. I was done. I had a nom flashback. I froze. That was trauma. That was PTSD trauma. Listen, y'all, be careful who you date. Just let's put it that way. I think it belongs in chicken tendies. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, because I've been there so many times, and
can we go half and half? Can they go like in between?
No,
nuggies?
It sticks.
Have you never seen this before?
I have, Mark. I've seen this meme. Okay,
does it go in the middle when it?
First off, asshole. I've been memeing since you were shitting in diapers. Okay, so yeah, it goes in the chicken tendies.
Like,
I'm old. Yeah, respect your elders.
Anyway,
I was gonna say because I've been there so often and I really, really like it, and it's like one of the top restaurants for me. I think if the 2 out of 3 rule is going, I'm putting it in chicken tendies because I love that place.
I vote chicken tendies too. I think it was
okay.
Good.
So our next
Not
selection
everything is gonna be, oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. Fuck you, Mark.
Our next
We'll see.
selection is Macaroni Grill.
Oh,
Now,
shit.
I'll say I've been there like maybe twice. So if anybody has strong opinions, please speak now.
We used to go there a lot before it shut down. And they actually would have like people playing like violin or like opera singing and stuff. It was the closest to like, I hate to say this, but like an Italian restaurant in Montgomery, Alabama. But I mean, it probably to me falls in because of like it's higher than Olive. We'll get to Olive Garden, but will we? Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
it's
get to
on
Olive
here.
Garden. I think Macaroni Grill falls in it's either going to be chicken nuggies or a fast food chicken patty positive.
All right, Mark, what about you?
I don't
Mark's
know
never
Jack.
been. Mark's too fancy.
Shut the
Macaroni
fuck-
Grill's too fancy for Mark's family.
I don't know jack or shit about macaroni grill.
Exactly. See, that was
But
too fancy
the
for Mark's family.
idea of I don't even think I've never even seen like a closed one around here, so I don't know. But I will say that opera music in a restaurant sounds awful, so derogatory.
Jesus fucking Christ. You
And that would
uncultured swine.
even out to fast food chicken patty positive, the yellow
Positive,
category.
yeah. I say fast food chicken patty positive.
All right. Our next one is Ruby Tuesday. We know that Mark has opinions about Ruby Tuesday.
Oh man. Okay, so going back to me disassociating and having a PTSD flashback, this person loved Ruby Tuesdays. So I am very biased of not liking Ruby Tuesdays. Mark, do you like Ruby Tuesdays? I can't remember.
No,
Was-
my grandma would go just for the salad bar.
Yeah, so this is Ruby
Nasty.
Tuesdays is
Drug.
and I really it's never been good.
Maybe
To me,
white people chicken.
I think it's white people chicken, honestly, because the few times I've been to Ruby Tuesday, it's nothing special. Like it really is the most bland corporate bullshit restaurant. There's nothing special about Ruby Tuesday.
All
in my
right. So
opinion.
I'm gonna put my vote in at the bottom tier, white people baked chicken as well. Only because I've been to Ruby Tuesdays, I think, twice in my life. And the first time I went was the first time that I remember being told that I was too loud. Like somebody came up to me and said that I
Done.
was being too loud.
Done. Beyond, it's below.
Yeah,
white
I got
people.
the almond
Goodbye,
mom
Ruby
trauma
Tuesdays.
from Ruby Tuesdays.
I just got the basic feminism, like
I got the girlfriend. I got the girlfriend that smoked meth. Bad experience. Dude.
All right, so we've got one of our big hitters here. We've got Perkins, and I am fairly certain that you guys had never been to a Perkins before I introduced it to you when you came to Florida. Is that right?
True. I'd never been.
All right, so how do you feel about
Mark, you
Perkins
go
now that
Mark.
we've been several times?
Mark, you go first.
Tendies. I would die for breakfast food. I love breakfast food.
Perkins, to me, Perkins
could
was great.
Anything. I'm still going. It's not your turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I thought you were like,
I was in the middle of a sentence.
You just said it's awesome, and then you were like, all right.
I didn't say it was awesome. It is, but I didn't say that.
Whatever.
Please continue, Mark.
Even their run of the mill like coffee, just plain hot coffee was good. And our waitress.
Oh, Miss
Local
Wendy.
celebrity.
Oh, Miss Wendy's
Miss
back
Wendy.
here.
who told us the same story 2 years in a row about her
That's all she
ex-husband.
got, okay?
I know,
Or
I
maybe
love it.
she's not allowed to
No,
disclose
when
you.
we go, she'll obviously be there when we go, and she mentions him. I'm gonna say Alex City. I'm gonna mess with her and
No,
be
you leave her alone.
I'm getting something here. Do you have an ex-husband that's from Alex City, Alabama?
And I hope she stabs you.
No, she
Me
carries
too,
a gun.
Mark.
She's told us on several
I
occasions
hope
that
she
carries
shoots
a gun.
me.
It's not
I
worth
want
a bullet.
to. Fuck you, Mark. I want to die in a booth. That's my lore. I die in a booth at Perkins, and I haunt this restaurant
You're
in
gonna be
Orlando,
like a
Florida.
Quentin Tarantino movie. You're just like splayed out.
It's the end of the movie, and then
Blood
it
everywhere.
goes back to the beginning of the movie.
So there's this particular Perkins that we've gone to a lot that's in Orlando. They stayed across the street from it last time. I think we've been to it like 5 times at this point together. I've been there probably close to 100 times.
So I have a question for y'all because I forgot. Excuse me.
Forgot?
I forgot. How many times have we been to Florida?
All right.
We went in the fall one time.
So at least once a year since fall of 22. So I think it's actually 4 trips. Because we've had the last 2 Ren fairs. There's one that you guys came over and Adam wasn't in town, and then the first time that you came over when Adam was in town when we got the spray painted t-shirts. I think that's 4 trips.
We did because we did it twice in a year one time, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, we did it. Yeah, because we went in the fall, and you were like, we got to come back for the Ren Fair. Like, oh yeah, we'll come back because the first time didn't we go see Little?
Yeah,
and that was the first time we went.
I think it's 4 times. It's probably in my calendar, but yeah, we went to Perkins twice last time you were in town, so because it was across the street. Because
we've been to the Ren Fair. We've been to the Ren Fair twice. But I remember going in the fall one time before we knew about the Ren Fair.
Yeah. It's
Are you
Nelson, I've said 4. I've said 4. I'm pretty sure it's 4.
When was the mythical?
We're wasting valuable airtime.
Oh, shut up, Mark. Just because your tablet's gonna die because you won't get a fucking extension cord doesn't mean you can't rain on our parade trying to reminisce, Mark. When you hit 30, when you we care, Mark. Okay, when you hit 30, if you make it that far, you'll start reminiscing too.
All you have is your memories at that point.
Exactly.
So there was the year before an ex-host ended.
Because Jackass did try to book the hotels.
Yeah.
Remember?
So that was so I went up to Alabama that January. Later that year, you guys, so in the middle of that year, Jackass got kicked out. At the end of that year, you guys came over. So that would have been the fall trip. And then I think you came back in the spring.
Yeah.
When Adam wasn't there. No, the Ren Fair was the next year. We did Ren Fair 23 and 24.
Yeah, you're right. Because Adam didn't come to the first Ren Fair.
Yeah. So it's either 3 or 4 times. Anyway, we have Perkins.
Chad, how many times have we gone to Florida, Chad? Drop it.
No. We have a way of remembering this, and it was 3 trips because the first hotel was at the big hotel. The second hotel was the one that you were afraid of because you're a little rich boy, and the third hotel was the just right one.
The door didn't lock. I was
Put a chair against it.
I was worried for Mark.
Mark, put a chair against it. Let me check the mirrors.
Oh yeah, Mark.
That was a joke.
No, it wasn't. No,
yes,
it wasn't.
It was.
You literally went and checked the closet, then you went up to the mirror and did the finger thing. And I bit my ass. Mark, my life is a bit. I know what a fucking bit is. Okay, my life is a bit, and it fucking sucks. You went and tested every lock, checked the mirror, and make sure it's not 2-way. You looked in the fucking vanity, right? Okay, don't. It was a bit to me. I was born into the bit. Okay, you were adopted by it. I don't understand humor. Please, I'm a white man with a podcast. I am peak humor.
Just because you're a clown doesn't mean you know humor.
Exactly, Mark. You all are laughing at me, not with me.
And shut up. What level is Perkins going into? Mark, what color?
Top one, red.
Top one.
Nelson.
Yeah, chicken tendies.
We're putting Perkins in chicky tendies. Okay, so
I
the
wish
next
there was
one
a
is
Perkins in Alabama.
I mean, okay, so California Pizza Kitchen is the next one. I have never been. Have you guys ever been?
There. I've never
had
been
their
there.
Frozen food.
All right, so California Pizza Kitchen is getting moved to the
No, it's going in the white people because one, California boo. Second, their logo sucks. And third, it makes me angry for some reason.
I do think it's a white people thing because they've got like Hawaiian pizza as their like main, like I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could
All right,
be
so
wrong.
our next one is Carrabba's. Have you guys been to Carrabba's?
Okay, so ironically, I've never been to Carrabba's.
All right, Mark.
No.
Too fancy for Mark's.
Okay, I have a story about Carrabba's. We do have a Carrabba's next to where my parents live. It was our like when we got a little above Olive Garden, we started going to Carrabba's because Carrabba's did the thing where they pour the olive oil and the balsamic in a dish and then they put spices in it and then you dip your bread in that. And so we thought we were very, very fancy. But my story is that one time I went and I swear to God, I saw a retired mafia guy. Swear to God.
Whoa.
So he was decked out in the matching like running suit. Matching running suit with
Chain?
I think like 4 or 5 of the chunkiest gold chains I've ever seen. He was probably in his early 70s, like silver gray hair. He had a pinky ring. Like, I'm not kidding. He had a gold
the waiter like kiss it.
gold and diamond pinky ring. And the lady that was with him was in head to toe leopard print, like a matching like leopard print running suit. And she had a Chanel handbag that I'm pretty sure was real. Like they were it was like if somebody said central casting for like The Sopranos and then just pop them into this Carrabba's. So we have that story. That's a pretty good story. The other story is that they used to have like fake grape arbors over some of the tables and they were suspended by chains. And the manager came by and my dad mentioned that like we were having trouble because the light that was above the arbor was flickering. So the manager went, oh, let me check that. And he reached up above this like hanging arbor and hit it with his arm and just showered the table with dust. So between those two, where do you think this lands?
All right, wait. How? Okay, Kai, I need you to dig in your memory. How did you see how he paid for his food?
No, they were there longer than we were.
Fuck. I bet if it was cash, just a money wad of cash. Oh my God. That is peak Sopranos right there.
But like, why was he in fucking Orlando?
They snowboard. They retire in Florida.
And like, but why? Okay, so I understand that because I know snowbirds, I know tourists. But then why would he go to Carrabba's? Like of all places, why at Carrabba's?
Hey.
Maybe he was just hungry.
He's got a lammet. He's on the run.
All right. So between those two, I would put it in fast food chicken patty positive.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was either thinking that or I think that the seal of approval by an absolutely ex-mafioso. How was the lady his age or younger?
Maybe. Well, I mean, you can never tell because of like plastic surgery and all that. But
okay,
the
positive.
the one thing that I'll say is that there's a certain when white people get this certain skin tone when they've spent a lot of time in Florida, it's like this orange. It's not a fake tan. It's like this orangey red glow. She had that, and that was like the first thing that I recognized was this like Miami kind of tan,
like a rotisserie chicken.
Exactly.
Oh I bet he had a fucking scar down his chest from having it cracked open and having triple bypass. Let's fucking go. That guy had a cool nickname like the I don't know. That guy.
I don't know.
Hey.
And the problem is that nobody remembers this except so this was after I started dating my husband. So I wasn't there with my whole family. It was just me and him. And he can't remember shit. This is also the same. So this is the same night. This is the first time he came to visit me in Florida. He was staying in a hotel not far from where we went. We went to that Carrabba's that night. We decided to go back to his hotel and we were watching TV and I had ordered a dessert to go. It was some kind of cake or something. So we're sitting in the bed watching TV and I'm like scooping the cake and like having a bite for myself and then giving him a bite. And he was laying down while I was sitting up and I didn't notice, but I full on stabbed him in the throat with this fork. This was a full night. This was seeing an ex-mafioso and then stabbing my future husband in the throat with a fork.
It unlocked something in you.
That's true. That was the ancestors.
What are you doing dating a white man?
That was the ancestors. The ancestors didn't know for a second, like, white man.
Us big mountain women have a really strong history of injuring the people that we're with. So. All right, our next one, and this is the one that I was talking about, is Dave and Buster's. Now, we have been to Dave and Buster's, all three of us, and we had a great time, but we didn't eat there.
True.
But I still think it belongs on this because we had a great time. So is that enough for it to raise up the ranks?
Fast food chicken patty positive.
I'm thinking that too, because the food probably is decent. Like it's probably like, all right, this is good. Like
I've eaten there once, and I think it was like kind of cold.
Okay. But we did have a really good time at the arcade.
We did, and we did.
Yes, they do have Guitar Hero.
Yeah, we got Pickle Rick. So
and the mini cornhole games.
Yes.
All right. Our next one, again, because I got this list off of like an online list, is Hooters. And I haven't been in a Hooters since I was a little kid. Have you guys ever been to one?
Well,
as a feminist, I have never been in a Hooters.
Fuck off, Mark. Mark, Kai, since you please explain this story.
All right. So when we first
bombshell on us,
when we first moved to Orlando, we moved into a duplex that was like a block from a Hooters. And I think, since I've heard the story later on in my life, that my dad wanted to go and my mom was accusing him of just wanting to look at the waitresses. So she went with him to kind of like, what are you going to do now? What are you going to, your wife is with you. What are you going to do now? And I was too little to be left alone. So I went with them. And pretty much all I can remember is the 90s Hooters uniform when they still rolled up their shorts, like the little like orange shorts, they rolled them up.
Yeah.
I remember that. And that the waitresses were really nice to me because they thought I was cute because I was a little kid. I was probably like 3. And I remember like wooden tables and we sat at a high top. That's it.
It unlocked something in you. That was really, like,
and you will be bisexual.
They have kids chairs at Hooters. That's red flag. Red flag.
How many?
It's my weekend.
How many divorced dads do you think are taking their kids to?
Oh,
though?
Hell yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure this would have been my dad saying like, oh, I just want to go watch the game, or I just like the wings. And my mom was like calling his bluff and making us all go.
Or like, you're too sensitive. I'm going to take you to this restaurant.
Oh no, my dad wouldn't incite my mom like that. My mom definitely would have been.
I'm talking like a man taking his son.
I saw you looking too hard at that. I don't even know.
You don't want to play baseball?
What are you, slur? I'm going to take you to Hooters, make you a man.
Okay, so am I the only one who's ever been?
I went to a Hooters one time when it was open for like, okay, so being in Montgomery, Alabama, shut the fuck up, Mark. It was horrible. Just like my one strip club experience, it was horrible. Being in Montgomery, Alabama, there was controversy about them even opening up a Hooters. Apparently Hooters wanted to come to Montgomery for a long time, but the city council would not, and the mayor that we had, Emery Farmer, was a dick, would not let them in for the longest time. So finally, when I was in college, when I was at Troy, they opened up a Hooters. I think my senior year of high school into like my freshman year at Troy. It only lasted a few months. It had a horrible health rating. I think the cooks got busted for selling crack out of the kitchen. That was what I heard. I went there one time with fraternity brothers. So
a pack of predators.
Exactly, pack of predators. We went and it was god awful. Okay, the food wasn't good. It was just bad. It was not anything special. I was like, this sucks. I don't understand the lore of this place. This is dumb. So it to me it's shitty.
All right. Do you think we have enough information to give this a score? Are we going to put this in white people baked chicken?
Maybe blue.
Maybe
Nelson.
blue. Maybe blue because I'm sure that.
Do they got lemon pepper wings at Hooters?
Yeah, they got lemon pepper wings.
Then it can't be in the bottom.
True. I will agree with Mark on that. So
All right,
I'm sure there's a I'm chat. If you've had a positive experience at Hooters, let us know. But
and this has nothing to do with the people that work at Hooters.
yeah, wink, wink.
Unless you want a knuckle sandwich for disrespecting women.
From Mark's little hands. You get a
All
knuckle
right.
sandwich from Kai's
A knuckle
meaty peasant
slider.
hands. A knuckle slider.
It's just a meatball on a bun. All right,
Mark,
so
is your
Hooters goes
tablet, is your
into
tablet still alive? Is it gonna die?
It's fine.
Okay.
so Hooters is
Yeah.
in
Worry about
leftover grocery
yourself.
store hot counter chicken.
Mine's plugged into the wall. I don't know about you.
I
I don't think. Yeah, because I'm responsible.
some of
I don't
some of us
think-
don't have walls.
Fuck Mark.
It would have been funny if you said some of us don't have electricity. That would be believable because you live in a shed.
All right, our
Um,
next one is PF Chang's.
Have I ever been to PF Chang's?
White people.
White people taco night.
I think I remember walking into a PF Chang's and it being there was like a lot of people in the lobby, so I just left.
The only time the first time I ever heard about PF Chang's was from South Park.
That's very white people. It's going straight into purple.
Well, I didn't
yeah.
realize that they looked fancy on the outside until I passed one in Atlanta, which could also just be PF Chang's in Atlanta. I don't know.
They have
But
like
they got all the
that big
frozen
horse
food.
outside. Most of
Big
them.
horse.
Yeah, there's
This
like a
looks like
big Chinese horse statue outside. At least a couple of the ones down
I've seen
in
the big
Florida.
horse. This one in Atlanta looked like it was like a theater. Like an old timey theater with like marquee lights and everything.
I totally expect you to say theater.
Theater. All right. I will say the one thing that I'm going to say is that none of us seem to have like experience with this, but I feel really bad putting something that is called PF Chang's into the white people baked chickens category.
But
so I'm just going to put it in leftover grocery
No,
store.
hold on. You know
What?
it's white. White people own that restaurant.
Let's find out.
There's nothing authentic about PF.
We're going to
There's
hot
no
check
merit.
this.
There's no merit to the
There's
name.
no merit in this. It's not a family owned Chinese restaurant. It's a corporate like black market. What was that? What's that big BlackRock? BlackRock probably owns it.
Okay, here we go. PF Chang's China Bistro is an American-based casual dining restaurant chain founded in 1993 by Paul Fleming and Philip Chiang.
Oh,
So it's only half, possibly.
White people taco night.
But it was acquired by the private equity firm Triartisan Capital Advisors in 2019.
God,
White
they
people
fucking,
egg roll night.
God, they fucking buy everything. Yeah, put it in.
Well,
there.
they got
back
like frozen like appetizers.
We need to save this and put it in the chat to see if
Oh,
people
it
agree
will.
with this.
Yeah. Okay, so our next one is TGI Fridays.
I haven't been to TGI Fridays in so long.
Derogatory.
TGI Fridays made it over to the UK, and it's actually one of the most popular American restaurants that's in the UK. So I will say
But
that
that's
when
because y'all don't have food over there, Kai.
when I'm craving an American style fry, it's TGI Fridays or nothing. Like that's because Americans will season their fries. The Brits, every time an American like chain ends up over in the UK, they end up turning fries into chips, and chips don't have seasoning.
A chippy tea.
I can't wait till we have like a free trade agreement with the UK and you just inundated with American everything.
Just bald eagles.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
We don't use kilometers over here either.
What the fuck is a stone?
All right, so I will the TGI Fridays Jack Daniel's glazed chicken. It's like a sesame chicken.
Yes.
Is actually very, very good. But I will allow myself to be overruled with this one, so it can go into green fast food chicken patty derogatory.
I'm thinking that too. It has more of a lore than horrible Ruby Tuesdays, and I think the food's probably better than Hooters. But I think Mark's right. I think it's fast food chicken patty derogatory.
Because I like their frozen stuff, but I don't like their real food.
When right before I moved, there's a TGI's not far from where my parents live, and I remember going there fairly often because it was like equal distance between where I worked and home, and having the loaded potato skins all the time. And looking back at it, that was not good food. It was not good. It was just there.
Yeah, it's hot and it's ready.
Yeah. All right. Next restaurant, BJ's Brew House. Have you guys been to a BJ's?
I don't
No.
think so.
And what is it?
I'm not
This
familiar with
the name
Bobby
is funny.
Joe's Brew House.
I'm pretty sure it's like a sports bar kind of.
The name's funny. Are you
Yes,
like
that's
in
why-
eighth grade?
Yes, the name's funny. So that's why I don't think it should go in pink. I think it should go in like above pink just because the name's funny.
Well, we don't even know.
grocery store.
We don't even know what it is.
Shut up, Mark. Yeah.
It could be ambrosia from the.
We've never been.
heavens.
We have never been there, for it automatically goes low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about it, so I don't like it.
right, so-
Exactly.
The next one is not
God,
getting done.
I was about
This
to
one,
say.
this one goes right at the end, so we can talk. So next one,
that is God tier.
next one is Red Robin. Have you guys been to Red Robin?
I have been to Red
The
Robin.
commercials.
I have been to Red Robin. I think once maybe. The burgers are okay. The onion rings on the tower is pretty cool.
They did that in iCarly. Even though we hate Dan Snyder, they put stuff on the stick. Donuts on a stick.
I bet they did.
Taco. Oh, sick. Gross.
As long as it wasn't
So
on
many-
somebody's
so
bare
many-
feet.
As long
I'm
as
gonna
it
say
wasn't
so
Dan
many feet
Snyder's.
pigs. Blech. Blech. I don't know, man.
I've been to Red Robin. I've been to Red
All right,
Robin a
Kyle.
couple times.
What do we got?
I will say that their chicken sandwiches are pretty damn good, and they do a prickly pear cactus drink. Very, very good. I would be willing to put this in chicken nuggies.
I was just about to say we don't have anything in chicken nuggies. I think Red Robin is the baseline for chicken nuggies.
Well, you know that I love a interesting soda.
Oh, and it's not. It's a purple prickly pear syrup that they put over, I think, a Sprite.
Lovely.
good.
Love that.
Also, it kind of gives you that like that 1950s diner vibe without the racism. So there you go.
You don't know that.
The one that
I
the
do,
one that I
Mark.
went to last time, I went to it last fall, and they had a wall of art made of 8-tracks. And I know that that's like 4 people are going to know what 8-tracks are. It was what came between
That's interesting.
records and records and tapes.
Cassettes, yeah.
Yeah.
8 tracks.
Okay, so our next restaurant is Red Lobster. How are you feeling about Red Lobster?
R.I.P. to the goat, Red Lobster. Unless Flavor Flav saves them.
Mark can't eat
Right.
half of what's in a Red Lobster.
Right. So let's do
okay, So
derogatory.
so I had a stretch as a child when my ADHD was wild and unmedicated. That I loved Red Lobster, and I wanted to go to every time my parents were like, we want to go. I was like, Red Lobster. Chicken biscuits were great. I would get
Chicken biscuits.
You mean Cheddar
the
Bay
chick-
biscuits?
the cheddar bay biscuits, whatever.
They don't
So-
have no. What the hell?
So anyway, Mark, fuck off.
Chicken biscuits.
So I would get, so I didn't know what a daiquiri was. So I saw like the long skinny drink and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Can I get one? And they would just put the soda in that and give me like one of those.
Like a Charlie
Until
Purple?
no, like they'd put put Coke in the actual thing.
Like
Anyway,
the whalebone.
into the whalebone. So, however, we stopped going to Red Lobster because one night I had the shrimp and I woke up the next day with food poisoning and a stomach ache. So we stopped going to Red Lobster, and I have not been back since. So, they are dying, and I have okay memories of the place. I would say chicken patty derogatory. I'm not a big seafood person to begin with, and I don't know. I would say chicken because it gave me food poisoning as a kid. Chicken patty derogatory.
Mark, do you have any strong feelings about Red Lobster?
My grandma had the coconut shrimp, and they left like some debris, I guess. like either in the coconut or the shrimp itself, and it broke her tooth. So personal harm has come on my
All right.
So I've gone to
I'm a good biscuit.
you can
those
pry
cheddar
the Cheddar
biscuits
Bay
are good.
biscuits out of my cold dead hands.
They are good.
Honestly.
That's the only reason
But
why they're not blue.
you can buy Cheddar Bay biscuits in boxes now. The mix.
And Jim and Nick's has cheddar biscuits.
Oh my god, and they're so good.
So the last time I went to a Red Lobster, it's still my parents' choice where it's like, oh, it's an occasion. I will take you out to dinner. Where do you want to go? They almost always pick Red Lobster. I remember when Red Lobster had like some character in the building. Like they'd have like taxidermy fish on the walls and like nets and like boat signs and everything in there. And then it became like every other thing where they just like made the walls white and the furniture gray. Which I don't like. I think that's very boring.
The half dead lobster in the front.
Right.
And, yeah, I forgot about the lobster tanks.
And so this last time that we went, we realized that like they've changed the decor and everything. And we got sat in the bar because this was very early, like dinner hour. It was like 4 or 5 o'clock, like super early. So there was nobody working yet. And we got sat in the bar area. So the bartender was ending up our server. And he was like an immediate ick for my dad. Like my dad fucking hated this man.
Was this man gay?
No, he was just like really schmoozy. Like maybe a like fine bartender, but not a very good server. And he came over to us. The first thing he did was hand us highball glasses with like a pink liquid in it. And he says, "This is a drink that I'm trying to sell to Red Lobster. It's my own creation." And it was super. It was basically like a strawberry pineapple drink. It was fine. I ended up ordering one.
My proprietary blend.
Well, I told him I didn't want any alcohol, and he says I can make it without alcohol. So he made me one, and then I ordered it because I do like a very sweet like dessert drink, and it was just like a strawberry pineapple something or other. But like he handed it to my dad, and my dad is like, "I want the smokiest, peatiest whiskey that ever existed." Like he has nothing to do with a strawberry pineapple drink.
I'm not gay.
He's a man.
Oh man, I'm not gay.
And then like every time there would be like a delay with the kitchen or something, because like I said, this is very early. The bartender would end up coming back to us and saying like, "Oh, it'll be a little bit longer." And my dad just decided like he's the reason that we're not getting fed immediately.
Was this the one where your dad's like, "It's because I'm white"?
Yeah, but not this particular time. But it's the same like feeling that I always get when I take him out to eat now, is that they haven't fed us yet because he's white.
It's hard to be a white man in America.
It is, brother.
And it's definitely because my dad is white and not because my husband is white. It's because of my dad.
Because he's special white. He's not from here.
He's the white that stayed. He's the white that stayed in his place. Didn't come over to America.
And not only that, like
we
almost always make it clear that my husband and I are paying the bill. So if the waiters want to schmooze somebody, it's going to be us and not my dad. So anyway, so I'm going to say that Red Lobster could be in blue because all of us have had bad experiences there, but
mine to blue.
The Cheddar Bay biscuits could put it up into green.
Ooh. Fuck, those biscuits are good. And it's dying. And it's just like, I kind of feel bad for it.
You throw it a bone and put it in green.
Maybe there's a reason, Nelson.
Because
if you're willing to put
because of a private equity firm bought it out and is destroying it.
All right. If I put it right in the middle. Where is it? If I put it in the middle, it's going into green. You see that? It's like highlighting into green. So,
I say put it in green.
So if Red Lobster is officially fast food chicken patty derogatory. Our next is Golden Corral.
Okay. I have never.
It has made me sick before.
And you just fucking deal with it, right?
Hold on. Look. So
I don't want to hear what kind of bourgeoisie
exactly I'm going to talk about my trauma when it comes to Golden Corral. You got the yap about your grandma's broken tooth at Red Lobster.
It was a single sentence about my grandma's
I'm going to introduce the podcast to my mother.
Unless you got E. coli or like C. diff from the Golden Corral. I don't care.
Golden
No, I think
Corral-
Golden Corral is strong enough
my-
to produce MRSA. Honestly,
Did they have to get rid of the?
Unless you got the
clap
clap from the chocolate fountain, I don't want to hear about it.
Did they have to get rid of that for COVID? It was Golden Corral was the only buffet that survived fucking COVID.
honestly, yeah.
So I remember I asked my
Your mom probably said the most vile.
she did. She did.
unbelievable-
I asked her.
Uh-huh. You know it's good when he turns colors.
Crying. So there's two people that my mom hates in this world: fat people and poor
And
people.
poor people. I knew it.
And the Venn diagram meets in the middle. It's a
The
Golden
Venn
Corral.
diagram, it overlaps with Golden Corral. So I had seen the commercials as a kid. I am a child, and I remember asking my mom if we could go to Golden Corral, and the look of horror on her face was
She
the
hit you.
only. I think she wanted to. I remember her saying something like, "The only people that go to Golden Corral are fat poor people."
I'm surprised she didn't put like an extra like
And
venom.
she's not fucking wrong. My family always ended up there.
She did. I think she
Sometimes you're
probably
just
like.
hungry.
I think she probably like insinuated that it was trashy, and then it was like a trough, like animals
Yes.
eat out.
My dad calls it the trough. Like literally.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. My mom was
How does
like-
that not like elicit farm just slop? Like,
there was one comedian, I can't remember what he's. I think it was like, I forgot who it was, but it was like,
oh,
it's
you
the
said
same.
he after you said comedian. I don't care.
He said it's the same look you see when people leave the Golden Corral, of like a look of disappointment.
Now I'm gonna defend it because I have never seen a wider cross section of Americans and non-Americans than I have at Golden Corral.
Golden
Because
Corral
it
is
is-
America.
It is no, well, because I'm from a tourist town, so it's like everybody ends up there. So like you see people in suits who are on their lunches. You see construction workers. You see big families that are. It's more expensive than you think it's going to be to go to Golden Corral, but it feeds the family for like an entire fucking day. So they get like a group of 20 to go to Golden Corral. You see busloads of people who are on tours go to Golden Corral. You see people who are bone fucking tired and have nowhere else to go and just want hot food this very second go to Golden Corral. So it's Golden
Amen.
Corral is America. I am running for president.
But
But
This
I-
nation's backbone
It's Golden
is
Corral.
a chain of Golden Corral.
Also, if you don't like Golden Corral, you don't like veterans because Golden Corral feeds so many veterans on Veterans Day.
Fucking make America great again, baby.
I will say we are an
Anti-war.
armed forces podcast.
Anti-war podcast.
People do not friends don't let friends join the
join the
military.
U.S. military. Yeah.
But my mom was a member of the military in the Vietnam era, and she has been fed by Golden Corral more times for free than anywhere else. So there's
God
that.
bless you, Golden Corral.
But
they
yeah,
have The weird Jeff Foxworthy like string of promotions.
Talk about male comedian.
Well, you might be a redneck.
yeah, come on.
Golden Corral.
Are we gonna weigh the male comedian thing against the seminal artwork of people who finally decided it was okay to be a redneck, which is
True.
Jeff Foxworthy's
Jeff
You May Be a
Foxworthy.
Redneck.
It's clean comedy. It's clean.
Clean, God-fearing comedy.
Hey, you up, blue collar comedy tour.
Everyone but Ron White. My God, that man was disgusting.
Fake Larry the Cable Guy.
Right, his fake accent. His fake,
Get her done.
Bro, I was sick.
So
Here's your
I,
sign.
brother.
I am defending Golden Corral because it has fed me so many times when I have been like, I am going to murder somebody if I don't eat right now. And you can eat faster at Golden Corral than you can at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, I'm going to defend Golden Corral because when my mom becomes invalid in a wheelchair, I will wheel her into a Golden Corral.
You get a senior discount. So
yes,
Oh.
when she cannot walk anymore, I'm going to put her in a wheelchair and roll her in the Golden Corral.
Now, I think that spiritually, Golden Corral is fast food chicken patty derogatory. But because we're defending it, I'm going to put it in fast food chicken patty positive.
I was going to say chicken nuggies.
That's a little far.
A little far. Okay. Well, we put Red Robin in.
Red Robin has a good chicken sandwich. I will say that Golden Corral doesn't really have good food. It's hot food. It's there, but it's not good.
It's hot, but it's just hot. It's there for you.
If you try to eat a boiled carrot from Golden Corral, that is baby food. That is mush before you get it to your mouth.
You gotta get that radioactive orange macaroni and cheese.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so our next restaurant is Cheesecake Factory. Talking about what people fancy.
Fucking chicken tendies. I love Cheesecake Factory. I have had great experiences at Cheesecake Factory. We have talked about how it's too fancy for Mark's family, but second, how the architecture. I Jed Clampett. The architecture makes no sense whatsoever.
I think the architecture of a Cheesecake Factory is the pinnacle of somebody who made all of their money on the stock market in the late 80s and the early 90s.
Yes.
And decided to build a McMansion. It is the McMansion of restaurants. And somehow they've managed to keep that going after we realized the McMansions are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But Cheesecake Factory is where when my mom was working at a management level and her higher management was like, you did really well on your report this year. So you get to be taken out to a restaurant. That's where they would take them, is Cheesecake Factory. I've only been twice, and every time it is just an out of body experience.
Exactly.
Not because it's incredible. Like, the food I had was honestly very mid, but everything else.
It stays packed. It
seems like it would be violent to my immune and
I think that Mark, I couldn't take you to the Cheesecake Factory where I live because we'd have to coax you out of the top of a tree before you even got into that restaurant.
Mark, we would just leave.
I kind of got that idea.
We'd leave you in the car and have a good time.
We'll leave a sign on the windows saying the AC is on and he's listening to his favorite music.
We're just gonna leave Mark at the hotel with his phone. He'll be fine, sitting in the bed, grandpa style.
Oh, look at his little face.
That's the final boss, is taking Mark to Cheesecake Factory.
That's how you know if your bills are actually right.
When I was years ago when I was in Honolulu, we fucking got on the waiting list to get into Cheesecake Factory.
Why would you go to somewhere like that and eat at a chain restaurant?
Because no,
so the one
Mark,
I'll say the one
tourists.
time that I did is because I had been to it once with friends and it was a quiet location. So it wasn't like a ridiculous thing to get in. And then I told my husband about it and I said, I have to take you. And we missed going several times when he was in Florida. And then he was finally there. We had an evening and I said, we're just going to go. It's good. There's going to be a wait time. We're just going to go because I don't know if we're going to have this opportunity again for a long time. So we got there and it's in like the busiest mall in the area. I know that like for most of the United States, malls are dying. In Orlando, they are thriving. So we have this one called the Mall of Millennia. And it is like packed all the time. Like first thing in the morning to the end of the day, packed. And we get over there, we see like the whole like front of the restaurant is just strewn with people waiting. So he goes up to the counter and puts our name down, and she says it's going to be about a 40-minute wait, and I gave them my phone number. And by the time we had walked out of the restaurant and sat on the bench in front of it, I had already got a text message saying our table was ready.
Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. I think sometimes that they tell you like the wait time's going to be super long just to like make you go away. And if you're willing, if you're willing to sit there, then you do actually get a shorter wait time.
Yeah, if someone's really nasty to me, I'll be like, it's gonna be 30 minutes, and there's like no one else in the room.
Yeah.
So
Just kidding. I would never do that.
not in medical care.
I say chicken tendies because one, Mark hates Cheesecake Factory, and second, Cheesecake Factory refuses to come
I
to Montgomery.
didn't say that I hated Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, anyway, Mark hates Cheesecake Factory, and they
like
won't come to
cheesecake.
Montgomery because they're like Montgomery's too poor for Cheesecake Factory.
All right.
Well, yeah, you have like one road.
But do you think
Exactly.
it belongs with Chewy's and Perkins?
I like
And
the food.
knowing what's
Mm.
coming up, do you think it belongs in the same tier as that?
Okay, chicken nuggies. That's as low as I'll go because the cheesecake's actually pretty good, and I have always had good service there. And while the menu is a goddamn novel, I haven't had a bad experience with the food. It's actually been pretty
Is there
good.
pictures on the menu?
No, it's a novel. He's not joking.
It is a novel.
Homophobic.
Look, I already told Nelson off for not being able to read. Don't make me do it to you too.
No, I can read, but I have to know what's on
Mark
the
said,
plate.
Mark, you
I
heard it
gotta
here,
know.
folks. Mark thinks gay people can't read, so there you go. Homophobic.
Mark,
Some of us can't.
if I ask
I'm
you,
I can't do math. One.
It's classist.
Mark, if I ask you what kind of food you want to eat, and you say Mexican, or you say Chinese, or you say American, or you say Italian, you can have all of those at Cheesecake Factory.
But I gotta see how, like, if it says an order, shut the fuck up. If it says an order of enchiladas, I have to know, is it 3 enchiladas?
No,
Is it
Mark,
2?
everything is massive. That you
Oh,
just
yeah,
go in
that's
there
another
knowing
thing. The
everything
portions
is
are
massive.
huge. Yeah, the portions
Okay.
are huge.
So less homophobic.
All right, our next restaurant is Outback Steakhouse.
Okay. I have nostalgia for Outback Steakhouse because the
Right, because
Outback
you went to
Steak-
Australia once.
Mark, I'm going to kill you. You heard it here, folks. Mark dies, it's because of me. Lock me up and throw away the key. Not because I went to Australia once, Mark.
Sure.
I'm throwing you in the fucking gorilla exhibit when we go to the zoo.
It's okay. I watched Planet of the Apes.
He's gonna kiss a
Human
monkey.
dub. Charlton Heston. The ghost of Charlton Heston is gonna show up with a musket and be like,
I think it's the same thing.
it's gonna be Harambe Part 2. He kills
How
the
dare you? How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you? Shut up, Mark.
Nelson,
so now you're being
tell us
transphobic.
about Outback Steakhouse, which is
Okay,
actually
so
from Tampa,
we-
Florida.
Okay, we used to go there a lot when I was a kid. It actually used to be attached to a Subaru dealership in Montgomery, but the Subaru dealership shut down. So then it was just Outback. The pumpernickel,
vestigial Outback Steakhouse.
I know, right? Then it was like a boat store in like Outback Steakhouse. So the pumpernickel bread that they give you was great. The bloomin' onion is good. They always have the weird paintings on the wall, and I remember specifically this one painting. It was like a dude wearing like a big triangle hat. He looked like this cartoon character, big triangle hat, blacked out. All you saw were the eyes, and then this like Australian dude upside down in the background. And I was like, that's just, I don't know, weird and cool for some reason. I've never had a bad experience with the food. I don't know. It was one of the restaurants we'd always go to when I was little. Was Outback Steakhouse. That was like special occasion restaurant was Outback Steakhouse. So I like it. I don't know. It's either chicken tendies or chicken nuggies. I like Outback.
Mark.
Skillet cookie.
What?
Okay.
They have a
What did you
skillet
say?
cookie.
I did take my my Australian ex when we were dating to Outback Steakhouse as a joke, and she thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
Fuck you, Mark.
All right. So my experience with Outback is that I can't remember much of it except for the one time that I already talked about in the chat. I stopped there with my family and I didn't want a whole lot of food and I don't eat beef. So I was looking at what I could have. And in the appetizer menu, they had quesadilla. And when they served it to me, the only dipping sauce was honey mustard. And I think that is sacrilegious, having a honey mustard with a quesadilla.
So
blooming onion.
I like Outback. Here's my con of Outback. I'm not saying the silly stuff that they have named the food. I will say I want the chicken wings, not the whatever wings. I'm not saying all the crazy stuff. Like we are two humans who live in the same place. We know how to communicate. I want a hamburger.
Okay. So where do you put this?
Tendies.
Nelson?
Tendies.
Oh my God. Okay. Next is Cracker Barrel. I'm going to start with Cracker Barrel.
Racist.
I'm going to start with Cracker
Shut
Barrel.
your mouth.
That one of my favorite things is that my mom, my visibly Native American mom and I fucking love Cracker Barrel. And it is both ironic and not ironic. One, because she and I can fuck up that country store. Like we can spend hours in that tiny little store. We love it. And every time I go there, I end up buying the little like animal salt shakers. So I have like a 20 animal collection of the salt shakers that they sell in the country store. Like their clothes are like Southern Baptist white lady clothes, and I still fucking like them. Like I've bought clothes from Cracker Barrel. I've bought their teapots that have like roosters on them. I fucking love the country store. Saying that, Cracker Barrel's food, I've never gone like, oh, this is great food. Cracker Barrel's food is just food. It is C-grade food as far as I'm concerned. But for the ironic side is that my mom and I have also come up with a game of when we go to Cracker Barrel, we walk around to see if we can find any art in there of a non-white person. Any art in there of a non-white person. I think we found a piece like twice.
What is the you know what barrel?
Exactly. And we've had this conversation of like, so when they decide to build a Cracker Barrel, do they send somebody to an antique store out in the middle of nowhere to buy all the bullshit
like
they
shovels?
put on the walls? And the thing is that some of the stuff that's on the walls there is highly collectible, like the big tin like drink signs. Those things go for hundreds of dollars. So if you're just decorating hundreds of restaurants across the United States, how are you justifying spending that much on these antique signs over and over again? So Cracker Barrel is an enigma to me. It is a puzzle. It is so much fun and also very racist, but my mom and I love laughing at it while we're in there. Like I have taken a huge group of my very native looking family to Cracker Barrel, and we all have a grand time laughing about being in Cracker Barrel. Next.
Didn't they have like a pride thing for the CB? What? As I will call it. Yeah, they had like a thing where
why
they
did
were
you want
like,
to say Cracker Barrel?
Because it was fun to call it the CB.
It wasn't. It was whatever.
They had a pride thing, and they were like, "Everyone's welcome on our porch" or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Surprising, but
unless
okay.
I dreamt that. I dreamt that.
Let's
but
look
also,
this up while it's hot.
Mark had a fever dream where Cracker Barrel was accepting of everybody.
But also, now that I've come into my no wheat diet, they have a hash brown scramble thing, and I can eat it, and it's a big portion of breakfast food, and I won't get an upset stomach like a loser.
All right, so last year, Cracker Barrel partnered with the LGBTQ plus Alliance for Nashville Pride, and there's several pictures of their rocking chairs that have been painted rainbow while on property, not like people have bought them and painted them, like on property. And there's a news story says Cracker Barrel refuses to axe Pride Month support despite deluge of something or other. So yes, it appears that Cracker Barrel has at least dipped their toe into Pride.
And can you say that about any other
Honestly, like,
even though it's corporate Pride?
Probably like at least half of them have some kind of like Pride thing, but I've really like I went to a independent restaurant while I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago, and they had like this big thing in the window saying that there's like several things on the menu that you can order that they count that towards what they give to I can't remember which queer charity it was, but I remember looking it up and going, oh, this is a good one. But the problem is that everything that contributed to the charity pot was an alcoholic drink. And that just pisses me off. Being somebody who would like to do that, is queer themselves, but doesn't drink. And there's so many like queer things that are so alcohol based that it just like, it sent me into this like tizzy of just like being pissed about it the entire rest of the time.
And a lot of queer people have substance abuse issues.
So yeah, but to get back to Cracker Barrel, I am quite surprised that of everything on here, like Cracker Barrel has dipped its toe into Pride.
Tendies. S tier.
Okay, Nelson, I think you're getting over.
You can go Christmas shopping. You can eat breakfast.
Oh my god, their Christmas stuff is so good.
There's candy in there.
It's tendies too.
You can buy old fucking soda. You can buy clove and blackjack gum.
The animals from there.
Hell yeah. All right, next restaurant is IHOP.
That is like the dark version of Cracker Barrel. I don't like IHOP.
Darth IHOP.
I had a mental breakdown in IHOP before.
Oh god.
I cried in an IHOP by myself at 3:00 in the morning. I got off work at Taco Bell and I decided I was going to quit, and I cried into my my cheesecake pancakes. 3:00 in the morning.
Okay.
Yikes.
So let's pull this back up a little bit.
We're back.
I've decided to try to like,
not all of us are just running along happily, Nilsson.
Okay, Mark.
We'll try to cut down time for this a little bit. So I've decided to put these two together so that we can compare and contrast IHOP versus Denny's.
Okay.
Denny's could be IHOP's ass.
Yeah, for sure. I would say
Denny's. Did you guys go to Denny's before you came to Florida?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I didn't have one around me.
Okay. Nelson, what's your experience of Denny's before Florida?
They had all shut down except for one that was attached to a Flying J out in Hopewell, Alabama. And even though I went with the meth ex, it wasn't bad. I think no. And also I had Denny's on tour in college when I was with my band. That was the first time I ever had Denny's, and I had the breakfast hamburger with the egg on top, and it was good.
This seems like the peak like environment for Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have spent an inordinate amount of time in Denny's, and I have not spent a whole lot of time in IHOPs. For some reason, if there's a choice between the two, and like every exit on a highway in the States looks exactly the same, I will go to the next exit if there's a Denny's rather than this exit that has an IHOP.
I would say Denny's is either Nuggies or Tendies, and IHOP is like derogatory.
I'm putting Tendies at the top, Denny's at the top. IHOP.
And they always have bad
IHOP
marketing schemes.
No, I don't think it. No, because IHOP's IHOP has good like fruity drinks, and I like the fact they give you like a pot of coffee, and their omelets are good. I would say fast food positive.
Dang, you're really pulling it up. All right, I'm gonna put it in green then because I haven't had very many positive experiences inside an IHOP. Mark definitely hasn't, but you have. IHOP goes in fast food chicken patty derogatory.
We had IHOP when we were in Atlanta, and it wasn't bad.
It was okay.
That was beyond our choice.
We were all together. It was a positive experience. Damn it.
We're moving on. Buffalo Wild Wings.
I could take it or leave it.
I like that meme where it's like, I just got fired from Buffalo Wild Wings and the guy's running down the street. Haven't seen it. Okay.
No.
Next.
The only time I've ever been to a Buffalo Wild Wings was somebody who asked me to help him move. So I did. And he paid me back by taking me to Buffalo Wild Wings. But then I had to watch his kid. Like this was not a skeevy thing. Like he was married.
Yeah.
I knew his wife. I worked with him. And like I guess he and his wife decided that because I was there with them, they could kind of cut loose, which left me kind of feeling like I'm responsible for their kid.
That's weird.
That's awful. Jail.
Right.
My buddy did the like hot wing challenge they have, and they bring out like a little flashing light and like call everyone's attention to it. So I'm gonna say it's a big negative.
Yeah, that gave Mark wasn't doing the challenge and it gave him a panic attack.
Like I could have moved to another table. Well, they have lemon pepper wings. They can't go in the bottom.
That's true.
Buffalo Wild Wings go at the bottom then.
I watched Euro 2020, the final, and Italy won, but the English soccer fans called me a big nose cunt.
That's a term of endearment.
Up one more.
They're from England. And then Italy won, and they were like, oh, I was like, haha, fuck you.
All right, here's another heavy hitter. We have Applebee's.
I almost died in Applebee's.
Mark can eat shit and die for what he said about Applebee's.
Also, it's nasty.
I took.
Uh-huh.
I had a whole.
You could take a shit on the table, and it'd be better than the food they serve you.
Holy shit, Mark! Fuck you, dude. Oh,
it's nasty. God. It's gross. And then I had a cheese stick when I was like 5, and I was choked to death on it.
That sounds like a skill issue, my dude.
That could also be my family shouldn't have given like a young child a cheese stick.
5 years old is plenty old enough to eat a fucking solid food.
No, it was hot. You know, a cheese stick, like you pull it apart, you gotta chew it real good.
Jesus. I tend to attract people that want to tell me their life stories, and I had an experience at Applebee's where it was a date, and she turned out to be.
Don't shame this young woman.
I'm not. She was very nice, and she said something very true about Montgomery that was spot on, and we were both, holy shit, that's spot on. And it was that she was doing great in Birmingham, and then she moved to Montgomery, and she said the next thing she knew, she was pregnant, smoking meth, and had an alcohol problem. I was like, that is fucking Montgomery. I don't, man. Applebee's also one of the time I went to Applebee's with Rick and Mia, and the first Applebee's we went to was locked, and we're like, there's people inside. They eat like, why is the
gonna
door
be
locked?
Tomorrow night's dinner special.
No. We tried to get in. The manager came up to us, and I looked inside, and there were tables flipped over, and he said there was a fight in there, and the people left and threatened to
fighting
come
for
back
their
and,
lives.
No, shut up, Mark. There was a fight that broke out in there. The people that left threatened to come back and shoot up the place, so he locked the door. I was like, this is peak Applebee's. So $5 margaritas getting in a fight at Applebee's. Like
I think I have been to Applebee's once. Food, but I think it deserves at least 1 point for raise hell, praise Dale, burn down
Applebee's. Derogatory.
My cat has decided to make an appearance.
Oh,
I'll round my answer up to leftover grocery store chicken.
I say fast food derogatory because
so that in the middle is leftover grocery store hot counter chicken.
Y'all suck.
Applebee's sucks.
You suck.
All right.
Morgan.
Next one is
Morgan
one.
Wallen.
Next one is one I've never heard of. First Watch. Have you guys ever been to a First Watch?
That's too fancy for me. I've never been there. You don't know
Mark,
how
have
to
you been to
read,
one?
and you think Golden Corral is good.
I didn't say it was good.
We said it was there.
It's your family reunion at
Hot,
Golden
I'm
Corral,
sorry.
you poor
Anyway,
troll.
I think it's
Anyway.
a breakfast place. So it's
it's
automatically in like the top third for me.
Okay, since none of us have been here there, I will look up the menu. What's the menu at first watch?
Isn't it like egg stuff? It's like I think it's like a brunch place.
All right.
I
Is it
haven't
not
been
the
to. I
same as
haven't.
breakfast?
I haven't been to the. I haven't been to the next one either. So I'm gonna have to.
Do you know what that is? The
No,
next one?
no.
You've never heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've never been there.
Right.
Right. Have
But
you
you know
been
that
there?
it's like poor people, like
Oh, it's one of those places. the poor's goes?
99 cent, like microwavable carton food.
So you know a lot about it, is what
It's like
you're
a
saying.
Hungry Man dinner. No,
So
it's
you've
nasty.
been there a lot, haven't you?
Ooh. Oh man, we might have. So there's one not far from my parents' house. Next time y'all come to Florida, we might have to go to this first.
Didn't
watch
we
place,
try
'cause
to?
it looks
Wait, didn't we
good.
try to go there and it was packed?
No, we tried to
Didn't-
go to Kiki's.
Oh, okay. Kiki.
So
Have a
there's a
kiki with the girls.
strawberry tres leches French toast. Can you guys see this?
Ooh.
Ooh. Ah.
Yeah, so it's
So-
obviously gonna be tendies.
So yeah, because it's a
Mm,
breakfast food and that looks good.
But we haven't been there, so I think we should put it in nuggies. And when we
Okay.
go there, we can bump it up to tendies.
All right. Next one is Bob Evans, and I think you guys are talking about y'all have never been.
The poors.
I have been to
Mark-
Bob Evans a
Mark's
lot, and it is true that it is a very like it's not necessarily for the poors, but it's definitely for the olds. A lot of old people go to
Oh,
Bob Evans.
it's worse. Oh God, pink.
I wasn't and because of old people. I was
Done. They're
because I
the
know.
worst. Anyone
you
who's
know, the-
ever and no time out. Anyone who's ever worked in food service knows the older the customer, the worse they are.
So the Bob Evans that I went to, I would go to with my grandmother. So fuck you, Nelson. I go there.
She's Native American. She's indigenous. Doesn't
I'd go
count.
there with, but I will explain the menu, which is why I think it should at least go in blue instead of purple.
Okay.
Is that they have all day breakfast, which automatically pumps it up a point.
Oh, okay.
Also, so imagine you want Boston Market, but you want it better and sitting down in a restaurant. That's
What's
what Bob
Boston
Evans is.
Market?
You've never been to a Boston Market?
I've heard of it, but I've never
No.
been there. No.
Okay, so it is basically like home like cooking, kind of like chicken and dumplings, and it's a less countrified version of Cracker Barrel, that kind of food. So basically, if you want Cracker Barrel's food that is slightly better and without a country store, you go to Bob Evans.
Sad.
So
Blue.
I'll put it in blue at least because it does have the all day breakfast.
Blue.
And if you want some weird lore, do y'all remember the people that were in the cult that killed themselves when Hale Bop came through in 1997?
with the Nikes, with the Nike shoes?
Yes.
The
So
Heaven's Gate or whatever it is?
Yeah, Heaven's Gate. So they knew that they were going to be committing suicide before all of that. Obviously, they were all dressed the same because they believed in no separation between the genders. So everybody was supposed to look the same.
Slay.
And before they knew before they were going to commit, they went as a group to a Bob Evans and everybody ordered the same thing, which was the turkey dinner and blueberry pie.
So we
that
have
was-
to order the turkey dinner. and
Yeah,
the-
we have to order, and we have to wear those Nike shoes.
All right, our next restaurant is Chili's, which is another heavy
God
hitter
tier.
in this house.
God tier. Also,
Not even like pausing to put it up in the top tier.
Mark is beyond Morgan Wallen and looking like Theo Vaughn. Mark really is like trans Theo
I like
Vaughn.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I just say shit that doesn't make sense.
You and Theo Vaughn would have a great if anyone listening to this knows Theo Vaughn, have Theo Vaughn reach out to Mark and have Mark on the podcast, because I think not just Mark, right? I think that would be an amazing podcast episode. It would just be two dudes broing out, just like zoning out, saying unhinged, off
Brittany
the
Broski
wall,
was on his podcast.
open your mind stuff, and so is Sexy Red.
I don't know who that is. Sorry. I assume it's a woman
Yes,
for her. Love women.
she's a Trump supporter.
Like
Okay,
women.
there's a lot of whiplash happening now.
Don't save me. I don't want to be saved. I love her.
Okay,
songs.
so
Love her
Chili's
music.
is obviously top tier because we have had
Chili's
so
is-
many memes come out of Chili's.
Yeah, is beyond chicken. Chili's
They have an
is like
espresso martini now. Just
You
so
can
know.
only have that if you're not driving.
Well, I don't think
I
I'd want
can't-
that anyway.
I can't
Sounds
imagine
nasty.
Mark drinking an alcoholic beverage with caffeine.
Trans gay man having the espresso martini at a Chili's.
No,
What,
Kai,
not good
Kai.
enough for you?
No, imagine Mark.
I'm sorry, I'm
drinking
not wearing a
drink-
Hawaiian shirt.
All inclusive boogaloo boy. No, Kai, what I'm saying is imagine Mark drinking alcohol that has caffeine in it.
I'm built different.
It would
Yeah,
just
you-
make him normal.
Yeah, you are.
I do that all the time. When I have like the margarita, you put the Red Bull in. You know about?
Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna have a fight about this next one, so let's go ahead and get to it. Chili's.
All
is
right,
God tier.
Texas Roadhouse. Let's
Texas,
go.
Texas Roadhouse is fucking great. Okay, that cinnamon butter, the cinnamon butter roll combination is God. I just had it the other
I
day.
stole a
at-
spoon from Texas Roadhouse like a month or two ago.
Is that your Tism spoon?
Yeah, it was a good spoon.
It's a good spoon.
Is that why you sent me that TikTok about somebody stealing dishes from
Yeah.
restaurants?
And then
I sent
one
it to
time
both- I sent it to both of y'all.
One time, you didn't send that to me.
I sent you guys the spoon ones.
That's
I
not what we're
sent you
talking
guys-
about.
No,
Oh.
Mark sent me one today of somebody who was stealing
Oh.
dishes from restaurants.
Oh, I sent you guys both the thing about Tism.
I
spoons.
remember the spoon one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because it was like a millennial meme, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess that's true."
Oh, okay. Have you seen the
I'm
millennial
trying to talk
pause
about
and-
me stealing.
Have you seen the millennial pause and the Gen Z shake? So Mark is the Gen Z shake and Kai and I are the millennial pause.
No, because I don't record videos of myself like that.
You're Gen
there's
Z,
no
And
though,
shame.
also,
Mark.
I edit out my pauses. So.
Yeah, I talk before I start pushing the button. So there you go.
No, all of my TikToks are recorded on my camera roll, and then I upload them to TikTok and I edit them fastidiously.
Oh, okay. That explains it. That explains why they're so good but such a low viewer. See, TikTok doesn't like that
No,
because they're
Damn.
great videos. They're amazing.
Just go ahead and tell her to eat shit then.
Fuck off, Mark. I just said they're fucking great.
Well, that
but
explains
there's
why no
low-
one sees them.
Oh, yeah, it does because TikTok doesn't like you uploading videos to its platform. You have to take it through TikTok. But Kai's videos are fucking amazing and very peaceful and calming and nice, unlike you, who's brash and dumb and poor.
Bold and brash and belongs in the trash.
Roll damn straight.
oh well, thank you,
Yeah.
I guess. But I don't need a huge viewer count. I like it when people like comment. I don't need a whole lot of people to see it. I just want people to comment and say like, "Oh, I like that." That's about it. But yeah, all of mine are taken like on my camera roll, and then I edit them like right down to the second.
Chad, if you want to relax, watch Kai's TikToks.
if you like peaceful countryside, if you like art museums, if you like classical music, if you like gardens,
Island cows. If you like
Yeah.
island cows.
if you like that kind of stuff, you'll like my TikTok. And sometimes airboats, but I don't use the airboat sound. It's too
Hell
much.
yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
so
I
Texas
said my piece about
Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
I would rather eat everything else on this list than Texas Roadhouse. It is disgusting. And they make their waitresses do like a line dance, which is weird. And
They don't do that anymore.
yes, they do.
I have
Nah,
never
when I was
seen
there
this.
last.
They stopped doing that.
They
when was
did
the last time?
because I
When was the last time?
witnessed it.
When was the last time you went to Texas Roadhouse?
When I stole the spoon
When did you steal the spoon?
and the ramekin.
When?
Because I had macaroni.
When?
Shut the fuck up.
When did you go?
Like a month ago.
Yeah, I went Father's Day. And yeah, I've been more
Oh,
times than you.
I
They
went
don't-
Father's Day. Yeah, because I knew that all the men in there would turn around and ogle at these poor women. So they did it so that
I
Those
have been to
poor women.
Texas Roadhouse a few times, and I don't remember anybody doing line dances in there.
They used to do it, and I don't think they do it anymore because it's too busy.
No, I have been going since the 90s because we had one that was not far away from where my mom worked. So we would go there. Like this is from like the mid 90s to like the mid 2000s that I was going. And I would say I've been at least 20 times during that time. And I don't remember anybody making anybody do a line dance.
Well, they did it before my eyes. Also, they do get like half a point for having one of their things being called roadkill. Because I was like, oh, that's funny. It's
All right,
off-putting.
so Nelson, what tier do you think it should go at?
I love Texas Roadhouse. Okay. I think personally, Kai, you know what? Mark hates it. I love it. Kai, where do you think it should go?
The last time I went to one, they tried to serve me an undercooked chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I would put it in fast food chicken patty derogatory because it was a chicken patty that was undercooked.
Oh,
the
derogatory.
Kai, the cinnamon butter. The cinnamon butter.
I like it is here because of those rolls. Cinnamon butter,
but
I can
you know
I
how
can
hard
make
you have to
cinnamon
try?
butter.
Right. How hard you have to try to mess up bread.
I don't like having to like fucking with yeast. Are you kidding me? I hate that. and then like, oh, I want bread right now. No, you have to wait 4 hours for it to prove.
Mm.
So I'm saying fast food chicken patty derogatory only because Nelson would want it up in like chicken nuggies and Mark wants it down in the pits of hell.
Lower.
Fuck you, Mark. We're going to
All
Texas
right.
Roadhouse.
Next is Olive Garden.
When you hear your family.
I will
Family.
say that the time that we went to Olive Garden was one of the most awkward experiences I've ever had with you guys.
I don't even think I remember that fully.
It was like all of us were so tired and hungry.
We were.
And we had to drive through that fucking like parking lot. We had to drive through Lowe's.
And
Oh yeah, it was a puzzle.
And
we
it
had
was
to,
just
play
like
a game first before we got there.
and there was cop. Do you remember the cop outside?
Yeah.
There was a cop car just in the parking lot with his lights on. Nothing was happening. It was just there.
Yeah, he's just wasting taxpayer money.
I Olive Garden, even though it is funny to think of Vin Diesel going when you hear your family, I think it's leftover grocery store hot counter kitchen, whatever.
That seems harsh.
So when I was a kid, and like I was saying, like when you're poor and somebody says, where do you want to go for your birthday dinner? Olive Garden was my pick because they had ravioli.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so to me, Olive Garden was fancy. And my little kid brain would dress up to go to Olive Garden.
Aw.
But I recognize now as an adult, the food is not like incredible. It's just a lot of it. So
Sure.
like if you want to eat for 2 days on one meal, you go to Olive Garden.
Okay, I got pros and cons. You can get like a 3-course meal. They give you the salad, the soup, and your entree. Pro. A con is when they do the endless pasta, it's not endless. And they'll give you
How
like
many
the
have
big
you ordered?
Well, they give you the big bowl first, and then like you eat it, and then the second bowl they give you is like half the size, and then
Mark,
it gets to like a little.
How
small
much
bowl.
are you fucking
How
eating?
much fucking
It's
pasta did you eat?
endless.
Yeah, it's
No
still
wonder your
going. It's just
stomach is
smaller.
Fucked up. Jesus Christ.
It's endless. They need
Mark,
to give you the same
Mark,
plate.
You know, it's
you
not
are
endless.
so
You.
full of shit right now. Like honestly,
Literally and
So,
figuratively.
if they come out, so they've already given you a half gallon of
Soup.
fucking like soup or salad, which honestly I can
With
fuck
the
with
breadsticks.
the Olive Garden salad and breadsticks. I can eat that all day, but that's basically because it's like a moderately decent salad and then like a stick of butter with salt in it. So like
Right.
I will fuck with. So they've already given you like a half gallon of soup or salad, and then they bring you out a massive fucking bowl of pasta.
But they trick you.
If they give you another massive fucking bowl, you're going to end up wasting it.
No,
Because
it's gonna
most
go
people-
home with me.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I'm ready to
Mark,
leave,
are you
please.
saying it's not endless because you cannot go back on the same tab and order it again?
No.
It's
I'm
not
saying
it's not an infinite font of pasta.
I think that they should be upfront with what they give you.
They do. You like they literally tell you when you're ordering.
But like I feel like they trick you.
If you
Being
if
devious
you
about
order a bowl of pasta and then you finish it and another bowl of pasta shows up, That is not ending. That is still pasta.
You don't understand what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, because you're not making sense, bro.
Okay, so they give you like a full like dinner plate of pasta. And then they give you like a soup bowl of pasta. I think that they should just give you one size plate. And
Shut
then-
up,
Where-
Mark.
Where else are you going that they're giving you seconds of anything?
Golden
Um,
Corral.
No,
can
you
have-
are giving you seconds of something then.
You can have 30 seconds.
Of tennis.
And they give you mints at Olive Garden, like little Andy's mints. That's a nice touch.
Mm.
Chocolate.
All right.
I can't justify putting Olive Garden above Texas Roadhouse. I'm sorry.
I think you that's just. I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. I think it needs to
I
go in
said
the
it.
yellow.
I don't think you could put Olive Garden above Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, so how many things does Texas Roadhouse have on the menu? Like 3. And how many does Olive Garden have?
They have more than 3, thank you.
And
very
they have
much.
tiramisu. That's my favorite dessert.
Yeah, okay. Tiramisu.
I will
You wouldn't
put,
know tiramisu would bitch in the fucking ass.
because 2 people dislike Texas Roadhouse, but 1 does like it. It is made it into green. 2 people like Olive Garden, and 1 is ambivalent towards it. I think it should go in fast food chicken patty positive.
Agreed.
Basically, because of this, for me, it's the salad and breadsticks, and maybe the tiramisu or the black tie mousse cake dessert.
I don't
Only
like
the-
how they make the waiter and waitress. Well, I guess I could just say,
Wait,
I
staff.
Server.
don't know. Yeah, be gender neutral with it. Sorry, folks. I know it's Pride Month. Like sit there and say, "Tell me when," because I don't want you to do that, but I also want the cheese. So
If
it's
they
like,
left the cheese on the table, again, it's not endless cheese.
it could be.
All right, Mark doesn't know what endless means apparently, and because it's
I have
Pride
no
Month,
object.
I'm not gonna argue with this.
I have
Because
no
it's Pride
object
Month.
permanence.
So Olive Garden is going in yellow, fast food chicken patty positive. Next, we have Longhorn Steakhouse. We're almost done, folks.
Somebody, they might have been getting paid by Longhorn, had like the lamb chops like in a TikTok, and it looked really good.
Any opinions, Nelson?
My dad would go there with his friend a lot, and I mean it's all right.
Go there with his friend a lot.
Yeah, his one best friend in adulthood. Well, he has 2 adult best friends, 2 adult male best friends.
Sounds a little homoerotic.
Oh yeah,
Um,
huh? Yeah.
I think
Mark, if you've ever met my dad, you.
I did meet your dad.
Oh yeah, you've met my dad. Yeah.
I think it's better than Texas Roadhouse. Objectively, not just my negative opinions about Texas Roadhouse.
I have no opinions about Longhorn
I
because,
think
again,
it's less
I don't
chaotic.
eat beef, so steakhouses don't really mean anything to me.
I think they have better steaks. Will you allow that, Nelson?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love like fast food patty positive.
All right.
What is the black square?
This was first watch, but I forgot to delete it. Like you can see it when I hover.
Oh, okay.
It's first watch. I just can't
It's the
get rid of
ghost.
it.
Gotcha.
It's the first watch.
So next
I've never been.
is my personal favorite, Miller's Ale House. Y'all have been. I've taken you.
Right.
When?
Uh,
That's the one where they were doing the tomahawk shop.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
because you guys don't really know a whole lot about it, Miller's Ale House used to be a Florida thing. And because of that, I'm totally for it.
It's got
But
a
Miller's
+1.
this place, one of the first locations, opened up 5 minutes away from where I live. And it's been there since I was like 6 or 7 years old. I've been going there multiple times a year for like almost 30 years to this one particular location. I have always had like my favorite meal is always at Miller's Ale House. They have the Captain Jack's Buried Treasure, which is the best dessert in the world. I'm not taking
Oh, yeah.
questions.
I
Because
don't
it is
think you were there, Nelson, because you had to go take a shit.
you had to shit, so it was half melted by the time you got back.
It was so good.
It's an ice cream, it's a cookies and cream ice cream cake
Fuck you, Mark.
floating in a pool of hot fudge. It is so good. It's also my husband's favorite restaurant. I am full on chicken tendies because of this. And you guys have only been once, so I'm willing to overrule you when it comes to
All right,
this.
chicken. It was good. Chicken tendies.
All right, so our last one is the one who started it all.
God tier.
Waffle House.
God tier. Mark, I swear to God.
Positive.
Wow.
Oh.
You are out of the podcast. It is just Kai and I. Mark is getting booted. Goodbye. Mute. Mark is now muted. Kai.
I will say that Waffle House has saved my ass several times. That I have been in a position like literally.
Can I not unmute? I thought I could unmute.
Literally, like flown in from England to the States while a family member was actively dying and drove for hours from the airport in the middle of the night after my flight was delayed. I'm delirious because I haven't slept for 2 days. Get to the hospice where this family member was dying, seeing that like there's a whole bunch of people who haven't eaten yet, and gathering up my cousins and going to Waffle House at, I am not kidding, 4:00 in the morning so that they could eat something hot. And it saved my ass. That was a religious experience going to that Waffle House that time. Oh, and I've also been to Waffle Houses that were fucking sticky and smelled like cigarette smoke.
Waffle House, for anyone who's actually, lived and not, not grown up in a shed and a hermit, is a coming of age. I think you should shut the fuck up, Mark. Is a spiritual coming of age thing. It's like one of the first places you go in high school when you can drive with your friends. I'm sorry, Mark, you didn't have any friends in high school when you were a loser.
Nelson,
the place you go in college when you're wasted after a party. It's a place you don't know. Like they ask you if you can fight on the job, on the resume, on the job application. Like the amount of shut up, Mark. God damn it. The amount of memes and the cultural like icon that is Waffle House is it's God tier. It deserves to be chicken. If it's not chicken tendies, I'm canceling the podcast.
I think you're pandering to our audience.
I think that you're an asshole.
I think that you're just.
I think that you're a douchebag with a backwards hat on.
I do have a backwards hat on.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're a douchebag.
Mark, when was the last time you went to a Waffle House?
When my buddy graduated from vet school. So I had Waffle House in Athens. With a bunch of newly graduated doctors, and I felt out of place, and I had to sit in the middle of the aisle because they were in the booth, and I was like in the seat that I drug over there, and I was in everyone's way. They need to expand.
That feels like again, that is a skill issue. That is not Waffle House's issue. That is you.
You're the seat. Everyone knows about the fifth member of the group that has to sit in the chair.
No, but I'll defend Mark when it comes to this, that Waffle House is extremely fat phobic and that you can't move fucking anything in there.
You can't.
They need to expand the building by
They
5
need to
feet.
make the booze bigger. Okay. That being said,
they just need more room.
To quote Mark, it's a breakfast place, and I will pry my cold dead hands or die for breakfast food. So all the except for IHOP. The most of the breakfast places are in chicken tendies, chicken nuggets. I'm just saying
that I think because it is one of the last places that you can go to 24 hours a day. You can have almost no money and still get something there.
Mm-hmm.
You honestly, you can point to pictures on the fucking menu rather than have to say anything. You
used to be able to smoke in there.
and that when the last time we had a bad hurricane in Florida and I was home for it, and after the hurricane passed, and you always send somebody out in a car to see what the damage is around town. The first place I went was the Waffle House, and the Waffle House is fucking open, which is kind of like hearing the bells of the cathedral. We are gonna live. Waffle House has survived.
Waffle House is used by the fucking government to determine how bad a storm is. It's the Waffle House Index. National Weather Service uses the Waffle House Index.
Yeah,
But
that's
we should
why
also-
people can't go home.
Yeah, we should also add that that's on Waffle House. That like their workers are actively trying to unionize because they've been treated so poorly.
True.
Right.
And
So we're going to talk about that anti-union.
So is every other fucking restaurant on this list. All right. So unionized Waffle Houses go in chicken tendies. And non-unionized Waffle Houses go to chicken nugget. Let's also not forget that Waffle House has food trucks and you can rent them out for family gatherings and weddings and stuff like that.
You can't that oh my god.
Yes.
People have catering. That's not like a new thing.
Yeah, no shit, Mark. I'm just saying, like, Waffle House has that. It's cool.
Also, I could just get a waffle maker and make the same shit.
Mark,
No, no.
I
A
don't like you
homemade
anymore.
waffle in a
I don't-
waffle maker is
I don't
nowhere
like this-
near the same as a Waffle
I
House.
don't like. I
waffle.
don't. I need. I don't like.
I don't like how they're
I don't-
drenched and
I don't like the
Right.
new Mark. I don't like this.
honest.
I don't like.
You know, like
overmasculine
honesty. You want me to be a
Mark.
liar? You want me to be a dirty, fucking
I
liar?
liked you when you had panic attacks and didn't talk.
Oh my god.
You liked me when I was sick.
Yeah, I like sick Mark.
Like
Not
a
not
abusive
Morgan,
boyfriend.
not Morgan Wallen Mark. Instead of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it's Theo Vaughn and Morgan Wallen.
I was like, it was Mark and Morgan.
Theo Mark with Theo Mark and Morgan. That would be the worst fucking podcast. It'd just be Morgan Wallen getting drunk and dropping racial slurs, Mark having a panic attack, and Theo Vaughn saying off the wall shit like it's smart.
No, I think I'd have a good time with Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, definitely, but not Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
All right, it's chicken tendies. It's gotta be.
I think basically because this whole show started and built its foundation on Waffle House, it should go in chicken tendies.
And we always said we were gonna actually do a Waffle House episode, but because the booths are too small.
The last time I went, we all sat at the
Also,
counter.
you don't want to be an annoying asshole and be recording right in the middle of the Waffle House.
I'm pretty sure. First off, one, we were gonna just put the recorder on the table, Mark, and second, it's Waffle House. They've seen worse.
Right, but that's like uncouth.
I'm sorry, you're probably gonna spill something and fucking ruin the microphone. My bad.
I don't think I was the last one to spill something.
You're a child.
Okay.
Okay, so we've gone through our entire list. I
You
will
should have been
read.
bullied more, Nelson.
I was, Mark. This is why I'm a
More.
bully to you. It goes downhill.
Nelson
I
was a band
bullied.
kid. Definitely, he got bullied.
Kai bullies me.
I know
I
we played
bully
the
you.
same instrument.
So our bottom, I'm only going to read the bottom and the top. At our bottom, at White People Baked Chicken level, we have Ruby Tuesdays, California Pizza Kitchen, and PF Chang's. 2 out of 3 are just ones that we've never been to, so it goes in the bottom.
Bad vibes.
And at our top tier, the chicken tendies tier, we have Chewy's Tex-Mex, we have Perkins Restaurant, we have Outback Steakhouse, Cracker Barrel, Denny's, Chili's, Miller's Ale House, and Waffle House. I think that's a pretty tight lineup at the top.
I agree, and I really think Chili's and Waffle House should be above chicken tendies. If there was,
I'm
if you
not
could
making
do-
another tier for
I know.
you.
I'm just saying.
So there we go. There's our.
you s-
This is our like most like average podcast episode we've ever done. It's just rating.
Right. You can't even
restaurants.
see what we were doing.
I know, right? Can you save this? Okay, yeah, download.
She knows how to read, Nelson. She's worked a computer before.
Unlike you, Mark.
I know how to read.
No, you don't.
Oh yeah.
You need pictures.
This is better for my little brain. My little rat brain.
How do I stop sharing my screen?
Oh, you go to the top,
Yeah. there we
scroll
go.
up.
So there we go,
Ugh.
guys. Our first time hanging out in like over a month. And all we did was fight.
As it should be. I can finally put Nelson back in his place.
So we should be having some guests soon, right, Nelson?
I guess I don't know.
You were the one that
Well,
was talking
hell.
to people.
I need to reach out to them again.
Way to sell it. On the-
I'm also gonna be
public
gone most.
episode.
I'm also like gonna be gone most of July. So we need to.
You said that you were going to be like around in the summer, and now you're going to be gone in July.
I lied. The white man lied.
Okay.
Y'all want to hear the unhinged stuff my dad said in Texas Roadhouse for Father's Day? The new
now that it won't
lore
affect
that
its now that it won't affect its ranking.
You want to hear my dad's extremely hot political takes?
Can't wait.
Or should we save that for an after dark?
I don't know. Are you going to be around for it?
Yes, Kai, I'm going to be around for After Dark. I'm here rest of June, and there's going to be times in July where
the rest of June is like 12 days.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll be here for the first week in July. I'll be here the weekends in July, and the third week in July, I'm only going to be out of town for 2 days. So we will plan accordingly.
Oh, that's pretty hot ticket issue in this group chat.
I know, right? Because a certain somebody is apparently cursed.
And you didn't have to call out for like 2 times in a row because you got fucking food poisoning.
Yeah, that was different. That was May. That was in May. The last like 5 times we tried to record, it's been,
as I said, we haven't recorded in a month, which goes back to May.
But we already told everyone we're going to do it in May because I was still at work and I had to close down everything.
What the hell are we doing?
I'm giving Nelson the hardest time I can without coming off as an actual bitch on the show. So
we will have episodes and get guests, and we'll be back to normal soon.
Doubtful.
I'm hurty.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. It's just, you know, we'll get together. We still talk. It's not like we're ending the podcast. It's like
he's literally breaking up with us. Do you hear the breakup talk right there?
I am not. Will you stop?
Jesus.
It's not like I'm gonna stop hanging out with you.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm just going to college.
Look, okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna look at my calendar right now. July. I'll be here the whole first week of July. The second week of July, I'm gonna go camping with Rick. The third week in July, I have like the majority of time I'll be free except for 2 days, so we can have an episode there. The fourth week of July. You know what? We're just not gonna have another episode then. This is it. We're done.
When Nelson gets the slightest bit of pushback, that's when he gets mad at us.
We're good. Not gonna do. Things I'm gonna do.
I'm sorry, I can't drop off our son that weekend. We have the whole rest of the month that we can drop off, but no, it's got to be this one.
Oh my! And then the last week in July I'll be free, and the week before that I'm only out of town Monday through Thursday, so we can do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there you go. We have plenty of time. We'll fit in episodes.
You know, Mark has no object permanence. He can't remember days.
Exactly, Mark. You have an allergic reaction to something. You look puffy.
I yawned.
I thought you were like having a reaction to something.
Son of a bitch.
My shower's broken. I have like this film.
Your shower's
on me.
broken. So
yeah, my shower's busted. It's because I've been in the sun and my fucking shower's busted. So I have this like thin layer of like film of sweat that I have to like take baby wipes and rub it off.
Your Italian essence.
Yeah, my Italian essence.
That's how they get olive oil.
The olive oil just takes on.
Okay. We can start off on a really gross fun fact then. That the Roman gladiators would be oiled up. Obviously, they would treat their skin. They'd oil them up.
I know where this is
and
going.
Then when they came out of gladiatorial combat, they would take a sharp kind of stick and squeegee the oil off of them, and then they'd put that in jars and they'd sell it to high class Roman women to use as aphrodisiacs.
Hell yeah!
What they do that in West Hollywood too?
Could you imagine how musty that smells?
Yeah. It really is probably was mixed with olive oil.
I'm sorry I made a gay joke. It's okay.
All right. End off the show. Well, we're still friends.
I had to explain to my straight friend.
Nelson, I'm joking with you this time.
I don't want to lose you guys. I love y'all.
What's that, Mark?
Fuck you, Mark.
I said I had to explain to my straight friend what poppers were.
I feel like they would help me shit.